Welcome back, another episode, D Willie Phats. Gonna kick it off with doing a shot of tequila. Tanya, you want this one? So she's getting her hair done at the same time today on D Willie. Give me about 5 minutes, we'll come back and fix this up for you. So today, appetizer episode, some Scotch eggs. So first and foremost, what you're going to do is get your oil heating up, about 375, because there's quite a bit of oil in there, and it takes a while for that to heat up. So just make sure you get that going first and foremost. A pound of pork sausage here. So we're going to kind of start building this. So I'm going to do the wet and the dry. I'm going to do the dry now. So a little fennel. Good tablespoon of fennel. So we want this Scotch egg to have a real nice dominant flavor on the sausage. When we wrap that egg, a little bit of rubbed sage, not too much sage, it's really powerful. Peppercorn, a little Italian seasoning. So now I have some of this minced garlic that I like to use here. Not about that much, half a tablespoon. So I'm going to do a new rendition today. I've never done it with the jalapeno, but we're trying that out today. So that'll be a first for myself. We're just going to use the flesh of the jalapeno. We want to get a really nice small mince on this. So what we're doing with this is we're adding this to the pork, but we don't want very big chunks in there because we're going to be frying this off. So we want it to be like really nicely even distributed throughout. We're going to break it down on the crosswise. That's about the consistency that we want. You can see it's a really nice fine dice, and that's what we want. So what we're doing here is we're kind of like building this up, like you would, when you stuff a burger or season a burger, like when you're making meatloaf. You just add the ingredients to the raw mix, and that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to wrap these eggs with this mixture. It's going to be great. Green onion. Same thing. We want to try to get a nice fine dice on this green onion. So I like cutting it like this, like a julienne cut. And actually, we're going to have to actually take a little taste on this. Love it. Yeah. Okay, so now, before I mix this up and get my hands all gunky, I want to show you how we're going to mix this flour. So I just got a little bit of AP flour here, all-purpose flour, but I'm going to doctor it up. That ain't good enough for me. I'm going to put some mix it with a little bit of tempura. So this tempura, it's got corn flour and cornstarch already in the flour. So we're going to add just a little bit. What this is going to do is it's going to put that nice golden brown crust that we want on there, but not a whole lot. And then just some crackers, some club crackers. That's what we want. Good. More. Yeah. Mix. Now use that time with the fork too to kind of break down those crumbs of the cracker a little bit. But not too much, because it's nice to have that little bit of chunk with that cracker going in there. Alright, so we got this mixed. Well, we're getting close here. So there's one egg beaten. And it's also important too when you're doing these eggs, when you're coating something in it, or when you're when you're like rolling it like how we're doing, you want to make sure you got your egg beaten good. But when you're scrambling eggs, you don't have to beat it as much, so it's not the same as scrambling eggs. So you really want to beat this and get that white distributed with the yolk really good. Okay. Get into the sausage. Since we added a decent amount of wet to dry, you really want to work this in good. You can do this a day prior, absolutely fine. Just cover it with some plastic wrap, put it in the fridge. Even a couple days. We'll get a nice mix on this here. That looks good. So I believe, let me wash my hands. I'm gonna get a clean plate so I can lay these out. So what we're gonna do is when we build these eggs, we're not gonna just build one and then start cooking it. We're gonna build, you know, all 6 of these eggs, and then we're gonna we'll probably do 3 at a time and kind of rotate this up. So I'm gonna wash up, be back 3 minutes. But I forgot one thing. I'm gonna put cheese in these. Yeah, I've never done this either with the cheese, but what the hell? It's D Willie. Saturday afternoon, Colorado. So I got cleaned up, clean plate here, so we can arrange them out nice after we do it. So the whole idea here, we're gonna just do a thin layer of sausage around these eggs. So what we'll do to help you along is just kind of make a nice thin patty with this sausage, okay, in your hand, kind of like you do like a veal scallopini or something, real like a beaten down piece of meat, and we want it real thin like that, okay. So then we're gonna wad this up around here, and if we can squeeze that together like that, when you kind of patty that out, that's kind of what we want. So where you mended that seam there, pay close attention to that seam, okay, when you're doing that. Because what we don't is we don't want these to open up when we're frying these. Okay, and this looks real good here. So you want to make sure this is nice and smoothed out, so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Okay. So now we're going to take this and egg wash it. And what this does is it just really makes this mixture that we have here stick really good. Okay. This is what we want to do here. And just a light dusting, you know, about like so. And we're going to be frying these in the oil. So you're going to have to be pretty delicate with these, because, you know, it's pretty fragile because it's the sausage mixture around this egg. So got 5 more to go here. Next time you see me, we'll be dropping these bad boys in some oil. Stay tuned. So instead of the 6 eggs that I originally planned on doing, I can only get 5 out of it. So the number one thing you want to do is, you know, the first egg that you build, you kind of want to keep that same size so they all cook the same. So when you're running low on product, don't skimp out on one egg, you know, then just make, you might just have to lose out on one egg, and that's kind of what I had to do there, because you want them all to be about the same size. And that's really crucial for when we're deep frying them like this. So I like a nice grainy mustard when we for dipping sauce for these eggs. So we kind of build it out of about 4 different kinds, 5. It'll probably add a little bit. We're gonna make this D Willie this up. All right. So we're gonna start off with some spicy brown, then some Grey Poupon, then this really grainy mustard. I really like this stuff, and if you haven't tried it, it's off the hook. A little horseradish, just for a nice kick. You know, I want a little spiciness to this sauce here. Some garlic, and just a nice Italian herb grind to this. Damn, dude. That's off the hook. Okay, so now we have our sauce built and our eggs formed. I like checking my oil. So it looks like it's doing pretty good. I just get my fingers wet, just real quick over the top. If you get that real explosive reaction real quick, you know the oil's up to temp. But since I'm going to be dropping these eggs in there, and there's such a big mass of meat, I'm going to crank it up. Just lower these in real nice and gently here. See if we're up to temp. Oh yeah, beautiful. About 8 minutes. We'll be dropping these other 2. And showing you how we plate this up. Hang tight. Yeah, about 8 minutes. These are looking nice here. Oh, look at these. So when you're doing this in stages like this, you want to make sure that the last 2 that you cooked, you know which ones they are. Because while we're eating these other ones, those are going to be resting. So I think we'll start off, and we'll do this with this guy here. And you want to make sure that you want to get a nice clean cut on this. Okay, so I'm going to tune my knife in a little bit with the 60 grade steel. I've had this steel for a while. Really like it. You know, if you keep working on your knives, run them across that steel, you know, every other time you use them, makes really good longevity to your blade. And just make it look nice for you here. Do a little D Willie action here. Scotch Eggs, D Willie style. Have a nice day. Get down on these, buddy.